Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Chef Amanda Simora and this is a series called #We Have Food at Home. So let's start things off with a mini grocery haul. I bought some chicken wings and I bought 2 packs of those and each had about 8 in them. Next up, some baby potatoes. We are going to use those for our wedges, and a spring onion and some garlic. And then I also got an Asian sticky BBQ sauce. So instead of making your own, that's more cost effective. And then next up, I bought some carrots, apple and cabbage. We'll be making this to make our coleslaw salad. So first things first, with the wings, I cut the hands off because I never use the hands, if I'm being honest, but you can keep them to make chicken stock some other day. And then let's cut the chicken in half. So after cutting all your wings in half, the next thing is going to be seasoning. So once everything is cut, I seasoned with some salt heavily because I prefer seasoning at this stage, and season the water too that you're going to use to boil this. So seasoning is very important at this stage. So I used salt, some pepper, and next up I'm going to add some chicken spice. So whatever seasoning that you have, guys, it's okay. You can add garlic powder, mustard powder, paprika, Cajun, anything that you have. In my case, I had a mixed chicken spice and I just used that. And then next up, I'm also going to add a hint of nutmeg, just a hint of nutmeg, because I love the smell of nutmeg. After the nutmeg, let's toast everything together to make sure that every inch or every millimeter of the chicken is well seasoned. So next up, to make a base for our stock, I'm going to make what's called a mirepoix. So to make the mirepoix, I cut some carrots. It doesn't matter how you cut them, honestly, and they don't need to be small. You can cut huge chunks depending on the size of or the amount of chicken wings that you're going to be making. So it is I was so lazy to go and get a bigger. It wasn't a matter of laziness. I think it was more of a matter of aesthetic. I felt like this cutting board was a bit more aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, I struggled even though my carrots were like rolling all over the place. So it's okay. You don't have to peel the carrots, and sometimes you also do not have to peel the onion. You can use it as it is, but then I just felt like peeling the onion. So yeah, next up, you're going to cut your onion in quarters. If you're making let's say a batch for lots of people, you can actually cut the onions in half or in quarters. So in a traditional mirepoix, you are going to use celery for the step, but I did not have celery. Instead, I knew that I wouldn't use the side of the spring onion or the bottom half of the spring onion as garnish, because I bought it for garnish. So just use it, it's okay. And then next up, we're going to fry this over medium to low heat slowly until the veggies they don't need to be soft, but yeah, you'll feel or smell an aroma that comes by. And then add your chicken wings and fry them too. So this is what's called a mirepoix. It's a base mostly for all stocks. So yeah, once you fry this, boil some water on the side, and then after adding all your chicken, you add some boiled water and season again if your stock is bland. So once you let it boil for 5 minutes, switch it off and let the meat cook on the heat for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's done. So while we wait for 30 minutes with the stove switched off, we are going to wash the potatoes. So the reason why you switch off the stove is to avoid the chicken over boiling and ending up being crumbly, is it the word, or being too soft, falling off the bone like isivutuga. Okay, so wash your baby potatoes, and next up we are going to cut them into quarters because we'll be making some wedges. So once you cut those into quarters, I've just realized one thing. I keep on narrating this in present tense and then in past tense. It's so weird. I hope this doesn't annoy some of you guys, because it annoys me too. But then it is what it is. Let's go back into the video. So after cutting those into quarters, we're going to season them with some salt, that crushed garlic, because garlic and potatoes, for me, it's a match made in heaven. I like that. So I seasoned that with some garlic and some potatoes and the chicken spice that you guys saw, and yeah, salt, pepper, garlic, you can, yeah, so if you don't have the crushed garlic, just use the normal garlic and then crush it yourself. Yeah. So the chicken was done. Let's take it out of the water and strain it. So this was me checking if it was done. Trust me, it is done. It is 100% done. So strain the liquid off. If you want, it's very important, you can just strain the liquid off into another pot and save that stock, because it will help you, trust me. So next up with the chicken, we are going to coat it in some flour. So I had some flour, seasoned it with salt, pepper. I added a bit of some dried herbs. If you have oregano or dried oregano, you can definitely use that. So yeah, after that we are going to toast the chicken, first in the stock, then next in the flour, back to the stock, and into the flour. So once you do that, you are coating it. So if you can actually coat it 2 to 3 times. Sometimes if I feel like my chicken is not fully coated, I do a third coat. That gives you the crunchy zinger wings effect. Yeah, let's call it that, the crunchy zinger wings effect. So yeah, this is it, guys. Let's go to the next part. The best way to do this is not to be lazy like me, but dip your chicken one by one, and then make sure that you preheated your oil, and then once that is done, fry your chicken about 1 to 2 minutes on each side until it's nice and golden brown and crispy. If you take them out, just put a paper towel or a clean dish towel, and then so that you can drain some fat that might be left in the chicken. But if it's crispy enough, it definitely won't be fatty. So this is the chicken after being golden. And then now the last thing that I had to make was that coleslaw salad, and then I used the cabbage. And then if you want to, you can actually add a mixture of both red and white cabbage. I just used cabbage because that was what's available near me. And then shred your cabbage, and after shredding your cabbage, just the amount that you need. So next up, to make some julienne carrots, I just used my peeler, guys, because yeah, why stress myself by cutting them by hand if I have a peeler that's going to make the work easier for me. So yeah, just cut your carrots and shred them into those nice fine julienne pieces, and yeah, this is it. And then also after that, let's add them into our cabbage. And the next thing, you know, guys, with coleslaw, after all your ingredients have been mixed up, what do? Oh, wait a moment, I forgot about that apple. So with the apple, you can actually either slice it or cut them into cubes. In this case, I cut mine into cubes. You can also shred your apples if you want to, but then I just wanted the cubes, so the apples will add crunch to our coleslaw salad. And yeah, after cutting them into cubes, add them to your mixture, and then create once you've added them, you can put in some mayonnaise, and then we're done with the coleslaw. Next up, I'm going to pour our sticky Asian sauce into the pan. So once I pour that into the pan, if it's too, thick, you can add a little bit of water. That will help to thin the coat or the sauce down. And then next up, add your chicken in there and just toss it in the sauce. So this is the end result. Unfortunately, I forgot to film the plating, but those are your potatoes, that's your coleslaw, and those are your wings. Chop up the spring onion leaves, and you have a beautiful garnish and some sesame seeds. If you like this, please do follow me, subscribe, and like this video, and stay tuned for more.